Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I really hope you're all well. I'm coming at you today in between work meetings to bring you my Spoopathon TBR and kind of additional spooky books I would like to get to throughout the month of October, and I am so excited for this video. And not just this video specifically, but just for this whole readathon, because I have not done a readathon all year, and this just feels like the perfect opportunity to just embrace all of the spooky vibes for Halloween, for autumn. I'm so excited, so I'm just gonna get straight on into it. So for anyone who doesn't know what Spoopathon is, it is a yearly readathon run by Hol. I will leave all of her information in the down bar below. And basically the theme this year is that you have to escape the haunted house by completing various prompts. But of course it's not as easy as that, because you don't just read the books. You have to earn points for every book you read, and then you use those points to defeat ghosts and get through doors in the haunted house to make your escape. And to help you along the way, you have your teammates, and each of those teams has like a little boost to them, so they can help you do various different things that may relate to the prompt or may relate to the ghosts and the doorways. So my team is the Order of Spies, which means that I don't have to spend points to get through doors, which is great because honestly the route that I want to take through this haunted house is mostly doors, so I feel like I have done myself a favour here. But I am just going to get straight on into it and give you the prompts that I'm going to be completing, the books that I'm hoping to read, and let's see if I can escape the haunted house. Okay guys, so the first book, the first prompt is a comfort reread, and so I'm choosing the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. As I go along, I'm also going to change the way I've positioned these tabs, because honestly the fact that they stick out so far is doing my head in now. I've tabbed so much more since I first read this book, but I adored this book last year, and I'm just so excited to delve straight back into it. For anyone who doesn't know, this basically revolves around a group of women who start a book club in Charleston, I think, yeah. And they become kind of a low-key obsessed with their new neighbour that's moved into town, because there is just something a little bit weird about him, and Patricia seems to think that she knows what it is, but do the others believe her? Is he a vampire? I ain't saying anything. If you want to know, you can just go and watch my reading vlog or my spoiler-filled review, because both of those will give you the answer. But yeah, I'm so excited to reread that book. I loved it so much the first time I read it. That one is going to be a really fun one to reread. So next up is the prompt graphic novel. Now I don't actually have any graphic novels, but I have got a manga, so I'm going to use that for the graphic novel prompt. And that is Tomi by Junji Ito. I've heard so much about this. I've heard it's really creepy, really scary, just generally super unsettling. The art style is kind of crazy, like I love it, and I'm just really excited to get stuck into this. So yeah, this is my second one, and this is about a girl who just keeps coming back to life every time she's killed, and I guess she like haunts this town or the people that keep killing her. I know very little about this. I didn't want to kind of go into it knowing a lot because I really want to be super creeped out. So yeah, this is my first Junji Ito and the second book that I am aiming to read for Spoopathon. So the third one is new genre, and honestly, like, I was struggling with this one because I've read quite a bit of horror, I've read quite a few thrillers, I've read honestly a lot of genres at this point, but I decided to choose Intensity by Dean Koontz, and also because this is going to fulfill the bonus prompt for a recommendation as well, which will help me with destroying the really pesky ghost that is in my way at this point, or around this point. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to read these books in order, by the way. I'm just going to read them, and I know that all the points kind of check out, if that makes sense. But Intensity was actually recommended to me by my good friend Tori, and this is kind of a hybrid horror thriller, which is why I thought I'd put this in for the new genre. It's also really satisfying size and shape. It's like the size of my head. See? But this is about a girl who goes to stay at her friend's house and notices a really creepy guy like loitering around the property, and basically just like a lot of stuff goes down. I feel like this reminds me a little bit of The Strangers. So it says a murderous sociopath has entered the house intent on killing everyone inside. A self-proclaimed homicidal adventurer, he lives only to satisfy all appetites as they arrive, to immerse himself in sensation, to live without fear, remorse or limits, to live with intensity. and this girl is trapped in his deadly orbit, and I'm really excited. So like Tori said, this one literally kept her up at night and was super creepy and super scary, so I am so excited to read this and just get well and truly freaked out. So yeah, I'm here for it. Then we have the trick or treat option, which basically means that somebody needs to pick which of these 2 books I'm going to read. So I'm going to put a poll on Twitter and see which one wins, but we either have The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson, or we have The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, both of which I'm really excited to read, and both of which will hopefully get read in October regardless of the results of the trick or treat prompt. So the Grady Hendrix book basically follows a group of final girls, so the final survivors of serial killers. They have a support group and one of them goes missing, and I think they all slowly start to get picked off actually, and it's basically the investigation into what is happening to them. And then I can't remember what The Year of the Witching's about, but yeah, I think it's just about witches in a really creepy wood. I honestly should have known. Here we go. Cursed at birth, exiled as a child, now she may be the only one with the courage to save them. Or maybe she has to save the witches. A powerfully feminist coming-of-age novel, a slow burn horror. 4 witches, 4 warnings, 4 plagues, and the first had come upon them. Oh, okay, that sounds really good. I'm really excited to read this. I waited for ages to get it because I deliberately wanted the hardcover with this cover. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. Like I say, I'll get to it at some point this month, regardless of whether or not it's within the readathon. And then the final book is, final prompt, sorry, is Read After Dark. And for that one, I have chosen Salem's Lot by Stephen King. My dad said he saw the movie adaptation of this and it scared him so much. And interestingly, this is my book club's pick for October as well. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this. I love a Stephen King. I think The Shining is probably the scariest book I've ever read, and that did keep me up at night. So I'm hoping and praying for those kind of vibes from Salem's Lot, because like I've said a few times in this video, I really want to be scared. Like, I want these books to keep me up at night, to give me nightmares, and to freak me out so much. Okay, so on top of my Spoopathon TBR, I do have, I think, 5 other books that I would also like to try and get to this month that are either creepy or just a little bit unsettling. So my battery is of course flashing, so I'm going to whiz through these quite quickly. The first one is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Then we have an absolute classic here. We have Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire. I have read parts of this when I was younger, but I don't think I read the whole thing, so I'm excited to just get stuck in and read it all. We then have Final Girls by Riley Sager. This one I've been doing the rounds a lot online, so it's a very similar concept to Grady Hendrix's Final Girl Support Group, in that it involves a group of final girls and one of them goes missing. We then have The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. So this follows the story of a woman working at a motel who I think is murdered or goes missing, and then years later her relative goes to the hotel to investigate. Okay guys, and the final book is Anno Dracula from Mr. Kim Newman. This one I believe is some kind of Dracula like retelling. So it's set in 1888. Queen Victoria is remarried and taken Count Dracula as her consort, and this is supposed to be, I think, quite scary, quite unsettling, and I'm very excited. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're reading if you're taking part in Spoopathon. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in another video very, very soon. Bye.